Shalom, giving all praise and glory to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His words to be praised for everything. As always, I'm going to start with Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by some Mashiach. Give you thanks to the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. We thank him for everything. All praise and glory to his holy name. As you see, I'm dealing with doing right before the Most High or. And that or, after what comes after the or, I guess we'll find out in the scriptures. You know what I mean? And that's how we're going to deal with this. So everything we say and do is going to be in the name of the Lord and Savior, Mashiach Yahushai. That's how we reach the Most High. He said, no man come to the Father but by him. You ask anything in my name, I will do it, that the Father could be glorified in the Son. You ask anything in my name, I will do it. If you love me, he said, keep my commandments. So that's what we're doing. And we're going to look at, doing right before the Most High or, that's the question, or that's going to be the answer as we see in the scriptures. So first I'm going to go to Psalms 23:4. Let me get some more light here. Psalms 23:4. And welcome everyone. Hope everybody's having a beautiful and glorious week. Stay in these scriptures. I know I have over 7,000 videos of different topics. You should have no reason to be bored. You always have something to learn. Before the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushai, by Shalom Mashiach Yahushai. So Psalms 23, 23rd chapter, verse 4, it says, yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Right? So this is a prayer. A lot of people know this whole prayer. Psalms 23rd chapter. We're going to look at 2 Timothy's, the first chapter, verse 7. 2 Timothy's, the first chapter, verse 7. Because it's very important. And we do right by the Most High. Or there's a consequence that you don't want to face. For real, for real. Unless you think you bold to face the Most High. And that's a special boldness. That's a real special boldness. Especially when you think you all that before him. I don't think so. His name is jealous. He's a jealous power. He want all the props. Give it to him. All praises to the Most High. So okay, so we're in 2 Timothy's first chapter, verse 7. And it reads, for the Most High has not given us the spirit of fear. And I mean to be afraid or be scared. But of power, when you see power, that's spiritual power, and of love, and of a sound mind. So when you have the spiritual power from the Most High, when you don't have that spirit of being afraid and being scared of everything. So if the Most High didn't give you that spirit of being afraid of everything, just that and the third, whatever, that's not from him. Because it said, for the Most High has not given us the spirit of fear. Be afraid of it. Then we're just supposed to fear the Most High. But of power. And that power is spiritual power from the Most High. And of love. And we know love is defined in 2 John 6. Simple as this. 2 John 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is a commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it. So This is how you're going to receive that spiritual power when you're walking in love, when you're walking in the commandments of the Most High. You do what He say do, His laws, statutes, commandments, which we're taught in this wicked place that we're not under. You got to think about this. You know, you got to think frontwards and backwards, because that's how the negatives people, they deal with the Bible backwards. You know, so you got to look at it frontwards and backwards. You know, it take a lot, you know, to actually do that, but you got to think, become an analytical thinker, so that you're not just looking at this for granted for what it says, but you got to look at how it is opposite of it too, because the Most High have not given us a spirit of fear. But if you scared, if Most High didn't give you a spirit of fear to be afraid of this, afraid of that, or you're scared of this, scared of that, then where that's coming from? It ain't coming from Him. I just told you He don't give that spirit. That coming from the Satan, the devils, you know, the enemies. It said, but of power. And you see power in the Bible, that's spiritual power. And of love, the keeping of the commandments that He gave us. 13 laws, moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, and learning of the sacrificial laws. But we don't sacrifice animals anymore. Mashiach was the ultimate sacrifice. Understand this. And of a sound mind. And when you follow the commandments of the Most High, you can have a sound mind. It says, be not thou therefore ashamed of the testimony of our power, Mashiach Yahushua, nor of me, He said, His prisoner, locked in the spirit with a Mashiach Yahushua. Paul. What did it say? Verse 1? Paul. You see, that's who it's talking about. It says, but be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of the Most High. You know something? We've always had to go through afflictions being the chosen people of the Most High, because you're going to see we didn't follow the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Therefore, we had to be afflicted. He afflicted us. That's why He said in Hosea 5:15, I'm going to go to my place until we acknowledge our offense against Him, against the Most High, and seek His face, because He turned His face away from us. He said, in our affliction, we're going to seek Him early. And that's when we be afflicted, and we start crying to the Most High. We're always crying to Him. Then you're going to see He have compassion on us at that time. That's verse 9, it says, who have saved us and called us with an holy calling. We the Israelites. Not according to our works, but according to His own purpose. His own purpose. He had a purpose for all of us that's being called. Everybody's not called. It's a holy calling, the number one calling you could be called in this world. To know what the Most High is telling us and what He's saying in His word. The Mashiach came in the name of the Most High. Understand this, you see? Called us with a holy calling. Not according to our works, but according to His own purpose and grace. Grace is getting something you don't deserve to get. We don't deserve no grace. But He gave it to us, which was given us by Shama Mashiach Yahushua, the name of the Lord and Savior, before the world began. You hear that? He already knew who He gonna call. This holy calling. He said before the world began. Before He even made the world, He knew. But it's now made manifest by the appearing of our Savior, of Mashiach Yahushua, who have abolished death and have brought life and immortality to light through the gospel. You see? By Him dying for the sins of the 12 tribes of Israel, He abolished the law of sin and death. That death, where we were able to have this mercy and grace. You see? No more sacrificing animals. He was the ultimate sacrifice. Because some sins require death sentence. And that brought life. That's immortality. Life from doing what the Most High tell us to do. In other words, you know, how you going to receive life? You're going to see what we've done and how it fits all, at least for the spirit as I can see, that he showed me all the way to the day. Ain't nothing new under the sun, he said. And immortality to light through the gospel. Jeremiah 13. And this gospel is just good news, understanding what this Bible is really talking about. What more important thing is more important than that? Important than that. Jeremiah 13 and 15. All praises to the Most High. While myself go side, while some myself go side. Jeremiah 13 and 15. Hear ye and give ear. Listen. Be not proud. You hear that? Say, be not proud. For the Most High has spoken. Hear this again. Hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for the Most High has spoken. Give glory to the Most High, your power. He the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. He said, give power to the Most High, your power, before he caused darkness. You hear that? He said, give the glory to the Most High before he caused darkness, ignorance, not knowing. And before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains, upon the dark kingdoms, which we have, being in captivity after this captivity, after that captivity, after this captivity, after this captivity, after another captivity, among these nations that are not dealing with the Most High laws, statutes, commandments. So therefore, we are a product of all these different gods and idols that these nations had, being amongst them, always trying to come back to the Most High. And you're going to see what we did. Why he said he's going to his place until we acknowledge our offense, offended him. In our affliction, we're going to seek him early. Here it is. Say, give glory to the Most High, your power, before he caused darkness, ignorance, not knowing. See, we warn. We just warn here. Like we warning you about the end times, the future of what we got to deal with in the future. I always say you got to be ready, so you ain't got to get ready. It's going to be worse for us if we not ready. And he's showing you what's going to happen. You know what's getting ready to happen. You know, you see everything lined up and you ain't ready. Come on. That's why I say, hear ye and give ear. Be not proud, for the Most High has spoken. What he said? Give glory to the Most High, your power, before he caused darkness, because he caused ignorance in your life, being stupid. And before your feet stumble upon the dark mountains, the dark kingdom. Mountains mean the kingdoms. And while ye look for light, he turned it into the shadow of death and make it gross darkness. And that's what has happened to us. You know, from the Egyptian captivity to the Assyrian captivity to the Babylonian captivity, the Persian Mede captivity. We're amongst these nations in captivity. We ain't ruling nothing during this time. To the Greek captivity, that's when he brought the gross darkness. He said, gonna put us in darkness amongst them other nations. We were in darkness. But when the Greeks came in power, we went into gross darkness. He said, he warned us. He said, hey, he turned it into the shadow of death. Yeah, like death. And make it gross darkness. And that's what happened with us. Straight up. I mean, you should know that by now, class. I go there all the time. Y'all should know it. Isaiah 47 and 5. This is talking to the Edomites. They are the virgin daughter of Babylon. It says, sit thou silent and get thee into darkness. Right? O daughter of the Chaldeans. But thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. So when they went into darkness, ignorance, not knowing, and that's a fact because they were ran into the Caucasus Mountains approximately 93 AD, by a Roman gladiator by the name of Septimius Severus, then this is what they did to the people. Isaiah 60:2. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth. Darkness means ignorance, not knowing, and gross darkness to people. You see? He told us to hear, to listen, before he put us in gross darkness. He said gross ignorance to people. He said, but the Most High shall arise upon thee. That's why I be saying, Krum Abanaw Yahweh, Krum Most High, Krum power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Hear what he said? But the Most High shall arise upon thee. Who is he arising upon? If y'all just talking about Krum Yasharallah. He's going to rise upon thee. Those that's going to hear and understand, we got to push the Most High, whose name is jealous. We ain't saving nobody. Ain't no man going to save you. Tell you that in Deuteronomy 28:29. And no man shall save thee. That's what it say. But the Most High shall arise upon thee. Krum Most High. And his glory shall be seen upon thee. You see? How is glory going to be seen upon us if we ain't talking about him? Make that make sense, y'all? That's why I say. Jeremiah 13:15. He said, he turned it in, he said, and while we look for light, we're looking for light, and we know that light is Proverbs 6:23. Proverbs 6:23. And it's real. I mean, with our people, we really in gross darkness. This is the light right here. For the commandment is a lamp, Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. You see? And reproofs of instruction are the way of light. So, and also, we look at the laws are the light. Also, remember, it's turning us into gross ignorance. And that's how it is today. Now, we're going to go to St. John, the 1st chapter. Y'all work with me. And the 4th verse. It's talking about Mashiach Yahushua. In him, Mashiach Yahushua was life, you see. And the light was the light of men. He was an example that came here to show you that we can follow the commandments of the Most High. We can follow the laws of the Most High because he did. Listen. And the light shined in darkness. The light shined in darkness. Remember what he told Esau to get thee in the darkness. And when he went into darkness, he made the people go into gross darkness. So he's Mashiach Yahushua signing in the Roman Empire in darkness. And the light shined in darkness during the Roman Empire. You know, we didn't have the Greek Empire where we just, you know, disannulled the fact that we even Israelites. That's 2 Maccabees 6:6. Just the law to even call yourself an Israelite. You know? The light shining in darkness. So by the time you get to the Roman Empire, you got generations after generations raising the children. Oh, you're not no Israelite. You can't say no Israelite. And the light shined in darkness, ignorance. And the darkness comprehended not, you see? So he that light also. And you can't tell me that our people don't believe this. You cannot tell me that our people don't believe this. They don't believe in this. They believe in this, straight up. They believe in this. They the man gonna have an attitude about when we put horns on his head. Come on. So now, let's look at it. Let's go to Joshua. We're gonna look at all kind of scenarios here. Do right before the Most High, or fill in the blank. I hope this will be, you know, edifying because, you know, a lot of our people, they just want, you know, whatever it is that's happening. You have enough of that going on. So if you have enough of that going on, now you got to really look at where I'm at is like coming back to the Most High. While we're in the situation we in right now, because we done left him. We're not dealing with him like we should. He the only one going to redeem us. Name somebody else that's going to redeem us. Man, you might think it's your leader. You might think it's one of your pastor, your minister, your priest, or whoever. Joshua 6 chapter, we're going to start at verse 15. Now, you know, Joshua and Caleb, the only ones that the Most High allowed to lead us into the land of Canaan, promised land, right? So now let's look at Joshua 6 and 15. It said, and it came to pass on the seventh day that they rose early about the dawning of the day and compassed the city, Jericho, after the same manner 7 times. Only on that day, they compassed the city 7 times. It went around 7 times, right? It says, and it came to pass at the 7th time, when the priest blew with the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Most High have given you the city. And the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein. Keep this in mind. The city gonna be accursed, and all that in there is. Whatever's in that city gonna be accursed. Even it, and all that are therein, to the Most High. Right? Only Rahab the harlot shall live. You hear that? Only Rahab the harlot, the prostitute, the woman that sold her body for sex, for money, shall live. She and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. So now, that's why I say the Most High ways and thoughts are not our ways and thoughts. Now, she's a harlot, but she helped the brothers to be able to come back to let Moses know that, hey, the city is like this, the city is like that, where we go on to take over. And you see, hey, said, hey, everybody gonna be put to death but her and her family and everybody that's around her in that house. And ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing. Keep this in mind. He already said the things within that city are accursed, and the city shall be accursed, even it, and all that are therein. Everything in that city, you said, gonna be accursed. So verse 18 said, and ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed when ye take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. Keep this in mind. Because a lot of people will think, oh, they doing that over there. But people that are amongst you that's being wicked and doing things that's so off, according to the Most High's laws, statutes, commandments, can bring a curse upon all of us, like we are in right now, without a shadow of a doubt. And between the time that you go from here to the end of this, you're going to see it if you got eyes and ears to hear. That's why he said, verse 18, and ye, in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed when you take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. We all going to suffer behind someone taking the accursed thing. But all the silver, listen to this, but all the silver and gold and vessels of brass and iron are consecrated unto the Most High. They shall come into the treasury of the Most High. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword. Killed them all. Killed man, woman, young, old, ox, sheep, ass, with the edge of the sword. But Joshua had said unto the 2 men that had spied out the country, go into the harlot's house and bring out thence the woman and all that she hath, as ye swear unto her. And the young men that were spies went in and brought out Rahab, the harlot, the prostitute, and her father, and her mother, and her brethren, and all that she had. And they brought out all her kindred and left them without the camp of Israel. So, you know, we could be cold-blooded. But the act that she did in helping the spies to be able to come back to Moses and tell him about the land, that was special. That's why she's being treated special. But, you know, wicked Israelites, wicked people, I'll say, especially you Christian insanity people, y'all just downplay someone that's done something great. That's why the Most High, his ways and thoughts are not our ways and thoughts. You see here. And Joshua saved Rahab, the harlot, the prostitute, alive, and her father's household, and all that she had. And she dwelleth in Israel even unto this day, because she hid the messengers which Joshua sent to spy out Jericho. You know, it's like people, you know, like have help, and you almost can't even say that they help because of the fact of how cold-blooded we are as a people. What about the Most High? Make a judgment on him. He just saved the harlot that made sure that the brothers were safe. They was gonna kill him. And she told them, you go that. They went that way. And she said, I told them y'all went that way, so you go this way. Bam. That's why she's being saved. She helped in the mission of this truth. And Joshua assured them at that time, saying, cursed be the man before the Most High that rises up and buildeth this city, Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest son shall he set up the gates of it. So the Most High was with Joshua, and his fame was noised throughout all the country. Joshua 7:1. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing. We said, don't touch nothing. Everything that's in the city is accursed. But the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing. But Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing. Oh man, all this gold and silver. Man, look at all this, man. I can't let all this go by. I'm gonna get something. Ain't nobody gonna know. Ain't nobody know I got it. And the anger of the Most High was kindled against the children of Israel. Verse 10. And the Most High said unto Joshua, get thee up. Get thee up. Get up off your face. Wherefore liest thou thus upon thy face? Why you laying down on your face, man? Get up. Israel has sinned. But who sinned? Achan. Achan. I mean, like, when y'all understand, he sinned. But he said Israel have sinned. We all paid the price for what he did. Israel have sinned. And they have also, she's saying, and they have also transgressed my covenant, his laws and his commandments, which I commanded them. But they have even taken of the accursed thing, and have also stolen and disassembled also, and they have put it even among their own stuff. Verse 12. Therefore the children of Israel could not stand before their enemies, but turned their backs before their enemies, because they were accursed. Neither will I be with you anymore, except you destroy the accursed from among you. That's where we at, y'all. Well, I'm so fervent about, we got to come back to the Most High, because we still rolling with the cursed things. Our people are, majority of us. Moving on. Up, sanctify the people, clean us up, and say, sanctify yourself, clean yourself up against tomorrow. But thus say the Most High power of Israel, There is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. You see? And that's people that's around us that's doing things that's wrong when the book is closed. Terrible. Until this day. See, there was an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou cannot stand before thine enemies. We gonna need to stand before our enemies, y'all, until you take away the accursed thing from among you. You got to look at this. While we have to be in the spirit to weigh out this and that and whatever it is, those people that are around us or that's really dealing with having us think wrong, speak wrong, and act wrong. Well, you got to be knowing. This is us. We the people of the book. In the morning, therefore, ye shall be brought according to your tribes. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, and Dan. In the morning, he said, he's gonna bring you before him according to your tribes. And it shall be that the tribe which the Most High taketh shall come according to the families thereof. And the family which the Most High shall take shall come by households. Household, this family, next family by households. And the household which the Most High shall take shall come man by man. And it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because he have transgressed the covenant of the Most High, transgressed the laws and the commandments of the Most High. And because he have wrought folly in Israel. Think about that. Think about how many people have wrought folly in Israel. And they think there's no judgment. You hear what the Most High said here. He said they're going to be burnt with fire because they have brought folly in Israel. So Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribes, and the tribe of Judah was taken. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zarhites, and he brought the family of the Zarhites man by man, and Zabdi was taken. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah was taken. This is our forefather Jacob's fourth-born son. He's of the tribe of Judah. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the most high power of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me, straight up, now, what thou hast done. Hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the most high power of Israel, and thus have I done. Telling him what he done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonian garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them, I desired them, and took them. And behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So he hid all this in the midst of his tent, and the silver. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Most High. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Aham, the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had. And they brought them unto the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? The Most High shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones. And all Israel stoned him with stones. You hear that? And all Israel stoned him with stones and burned them with fire. after they had stoned them with stones. You hear that? And burned them with fire after they had stoned them with stones. That's how serious this is. But y'all can take it lightly if you want to. Like I say, the Most High say, going to melt people this go around with fire. And they raised over him a great heap of stones to this day. So the Most High turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of that place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day. You see, he turned away the wrath that he was going to bring upon us, man, behind not following what he said to do. Look at Judges. Let's go to the book of Judges, the 2nd chapter. See, we got our history. This is our story right here. Right here in this Bible. It just haven't been told enough to the masses of people. That's why they just think all you got to do is just call on the name of Jesus, and that's it. Not knowing our story. Judges, the 2nd chapter. Verse 1 is very important. It says, and an angel of the Most High came up from Gilgal to Bochim and said, I made you go up out of Egypt and have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said, I will never break my covenant with you. Right? So the angel speaking for the Most High, always. We always deal with angels. So let's jump up to verse 8, Joshua 2 and 8. Listen. And Joshua, the son of Nun, we just talked about, Joshua and Caleb, the only ones that the Most High found worthy to bring us into the promised land of Canaan. Keep that in mind. And Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of the Most High, died, being 110 years old. He was 110 years old when he died. And they buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Heres, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gaash. Joshua was an Ephraimite, of the tribe of Ephraim. And also, all that generation were gathered unto their fathers, meaning all the generations that was with Joshua, around Joshua, died. And there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Most High, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. You see? And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High and served Baalim. We did evil in the sight of the Most High and served Baalim, which equates to today Lord. And they forsook the Most High power of their fathers. He the power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob, who became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the power of our fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt and followed other gods of the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them and provoked the Most High to anger. Now look, that's why this is written for us. Now we can go back to Exodus, the 20th chapter. All praise to the Most High. About some myself that was saying, you turn them pages and go right there, you know that's the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Look, Exodus 20. We start at verse 1. This is the 10 Commandments. Look what he told us. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, Exodus 20 and 1. I am the Most High, thy power, your power. Yours a personal possessive pronoun showing ownership. Your power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, captivity, slavery, and bondage. We all 12 tribes, well, 13 with Dan, was in the Egyptian captivity under these Hamites, right? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. This is the rules and regulations. He said we should supposed to have no other idols before him. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that's in the water under the earth. No image of anything that represent him. Because remember to tell you in St. John 4:24, the Most High is a spirit. And they that worship him must worship him how? In spirit and in truth. You know? He's an invisible power. But if he want to show himself, when he have showed himself throughout our generations of being Israelites, it's called theophany, where he just, shows himself if he were a physical man. But he's invisible power. Understand this. Keep that in mind. So it says what? It says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, verse 4, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not, wow. Think about that. Like, they can't really reach the bottom of the ocean, but something is the ground, it's a ground that's, at the bottom of the ocean, and there's something under it. Think about that. That's why I say, or that is in the water under the earth. That's deep. Under the earth of the lakes or the ocean, the seas or whatever. Thou shalt not, this is very important, because whatever you can see tangible, the Most High saying, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So you bow down to anything tangible that you can see. That make the Most High jealous. That's what he said. And showing mercy, he said he gonna get you all the way to the third and the fourth generation of them that hate him. That's how you show you hate him. But verse 6 is clear. And showing mercy, just not getting something you do deserve to get, unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So I look at that as thousands. We look at where we at now, but there are thousands that follow the laws and the commandments of the Most High, being raised as an Israelite. That's going to be raised up in these last days. Beautiful. So now going back to Judges, right after Joshua died, that's where we were at. The second chapter. So you see what we did. Let me get there. Judges, the second chapter, and verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High and served Baalim. Let me see if I have that in this New Unger's Bible dictionary. I know it wasn't in the B-A-A. It's a lot of B-A-A-L's in here. I know that. Yeah, here it is. It's the plural of B-A-A-L. See, gods, false gods. See? I don't know. A lot of times I put this up, you can't really see it. Can y'all see it? It's right here. It's right here. Can y'all read? Can that be read? I'm trying to determine how far, because I can see it on the screen, but I couldn't see it whenever they do those shorts. They kind of cancel this out. I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or not, but I can see it on the screen. But when they make a short out of it, it cancels it out. So continue to, like I said, it's a plural for B-A-A-L, and B-A-A-L means L-O-R-D, and H-U-S-B-A-N-D. They real slick with it, y'all. I noticed something. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm gonna keep it right here. If you can maybe zoom in on it, maybe. I mean, if someone could let me know if you can see it, would be appreciated, because I don't know. Okay, this is what we did. We the people of this book, Israelites. This is what we did. Judges 2:11, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Most High and served Baalim. And I'm spelling it because he told us in the law in Exodus, the 23rd chapter, verse 13. And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and you be very cautious, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. So I'm not mentioning the names of these gods. He said, don't let it be heard out of their mouth. That's what we got to do. Stop saying them. When you find out, you change, Simple as that. What's wrong with changing? You want to remain the same. That's why we're in the condition we're in. And you have a reason to do the things that he's doing. For real, for real. Continue. Verse 12. And they forsook the Most High power of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt. So you're going to tell me that you're not forsaking the Most High, knowing that they have put their God in this Bible by Baal as Lord? And you have to do it. You have to continue to call on their God. And they're telling you straight up right now. This is what we believe in, Baal. And it means Lord. Here we are right here doing it. Do right before the Most High, or and they forsook the Most High, verse 12, power of their fathers, power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Most High to anger. Now, we got to look at Deuteronomy 7. We got to go through these laws, because once you know these laws, and we knew the laws, and we still offended the Most High. That's why I say I'm going to my place till we acknowledge our offense and look at it. Any way, shape, or form you want to. You better understand this is what we did. Deuteronomy 7. Verse 5, it says, but thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars. When we go on in this land of Canaan, 7 nations greater and mightier than us. You say you're going to destroy their altars, what they believe in, their idols, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. He said, for thou art an holy people unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. How special? Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So that's what he told us to do. But here we are going into the land, and we following what these heathen nations had as their gods. Because tell you in Psalm 96:5, for all the gods of the nations are idols. Idols. But the Most High made the heavens. They worship the stars, the sun, the moon, you name it, the comets, whatever. Here we are, provoking the Most High to anger. We got the power of powers of powers. Oh man, it's like when I read this, it kind of hurts, because it's like knowing that this us and where we at now, and we'll just downplay it like it's insignificant. Look, and they forsook, verse 13, and they forsook the Most High and served Baal and Ashtaroth, male idol and female idol, God and goddess, straight up. These heathen God and goddesses. And the anger of the Most High was hot against Israel. And he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could no longer stand before their enemies. Do y'all realize right now, They always talk about, no matter what happened, time for the race wars. Time for the race wars. How are we going to stand before our enemies and we're offending the Most High? Make that make sense to me. Any way, shape, or form, in my spirit, I think that we need to look at not offending him. He the only one going to save us. He the only one. Who? Name him. Can't nobody do that without his ordained permission. You got to understand. And the anger of the Most High was hot against Israel. That's us. And he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them. And he sold them into the hands of their enemies, not our friends, into our enemies. Like he said in Deuteronomy 28:68. The Most High going to send us into Egypt, captivity, slavery, and bondage. We just read that in Exodus 20:2. He's going to send us into captivity, slavery, and bondage with ships. By the way, where our speculative, thou shalt see it no more again. And there, when you go on these ships, you're going to be sold to your enemies. For what? For bondmen, slave men, and bondwomen, slave women. And no man shall buy you. Ain't nobody going to be able to pay any money to redeem us from the captivity that we in right now. From the point of coming over here and putting us those ships and selling us over to Europe and Africa and back here. The transatlantic slave trade from here, first and foremost, from 1492, taking us somewhere. Not from just 1619 coming over here. No. It started when they first came over here. As a matter of fact, it started before 1492, way back in the early 1400s, 1443, something like that, man. Wake up. It says, and the anger of the Most High, verse 14, was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies. See that? Whatsoever they went out, the hand of the Most High was against them for evil. Whatsoever they went out, the hand of the Most High was against them for evil. Understand, the Most High is all righteous. He created evil for those that bring evil to themselves. You do what's right, you'll be blessed. You don't do what's right, I'm going to curse you. I'm going to bring evil on you. That's why he made the devil. Whatsoever they went out, verse 15, the hand of the Most High was against them for evil, as the Most High have said, and as the Most High has sworn unto them. And they were greatly distressed. Nevertheless, the Most High raised up judges. That's why we in the book of Judges, which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. And yet they would not hearken unto their judges. They didn't want to listen. Like a lot of y'all knuckleheads don't want to listen now in these last days, man. But they went a whoring after other gods. And y'all still calling on other gods when you calling on L-O-R-D. Y'all saying A-M-E-N at the end of your prayer. And don't even know that's the so-called white man, number one God, Z-E-U-S, last name. Alexander established that before he left up out of here. Put A-M-E-N with Z-E-U-S, man, come on. Verse 17, and yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods and bowed themselves unto them. Remember, the Most High said, don't bow down to nothing. The best thing I can tell you, close your eyes and see darkness. Most High dwell in thick darkness. Don't look at nothing. Especially you got these idols all around you and stuff, man. Get rid of them. And they would not hearken. We wouldn't listen unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods and bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Most High, but they did not so. That's our family members right there. A lot of them. Hear that? Obeyed. Our forefathers walked in obeying the commandments of the Most High, but they did not so. They don't want to keep the commandments of the Most High. We ain't under no law. Ain't that what they say? We ain't under the law. We ain't under no commandments. We're under grace. Give you something that you do deserve to get. And don't deserve to get nothing. Praying to the Most High for what he's supposed to give you, and your grace is giving something you don't deserve to get. Make that make sense. You praying for something, but then you say you're under grace, getting something that you don't deserve to get. Make that make sense, man. I gotta break it down so a little child understand. Because adults, man, y'all They got y'all mind twisted. I don't know what they got you under, but they say, hey, they deceive all the nations through their sorceries, witchcrafts. So some of y'all in spells. It's real simple. It's not a hard thing to really grasp if you really concerned about making it to the kingdom. And first and foremost, not offending the Most High. And when the Most High raised them up judges, then the Most High was with the judge and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For it repented the Most High because of their groanings, sadness, crying out to the Most High by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. You see? But it came to pass, here we go, when the judge was dead, when the judge died, that they returned and corrupted themselves. It's us. Them is us, we the Israelites, more than their fathers. Oh, that wasn't wicked enough. We're gonna be more wicked than them. We're gonna do more evil than they did. In following other gods to serve them. Now, I want you to tell me that it's okay. That the Most High feel okay with that. Because you love them, but you can still follow all these other gods. Step forward. Comment on that. And it came to pass when the judge was dead that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers in following other gods to serve them and to bow down unto them. They ceased not from their own doings, nor from their stubborn way. And the anger of the Most High was hot against Israel. And he said, because that this people have transgressed my covenant, transgressed my laws and commandments and judgments, which I commanded their fathers, and have not hearkened, not listened to my voice, I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them, other nations, which Joshua left when he died. So I ain't driving none of these nations away from them. That through them I may prove Israel. You hear that? Through these other nations having us in captivity, slavery, bondage, they're going to prove us. Whether they will keep the way of the Most High to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it, or not. You're going to do it or you're not going to do it. Therefore, the Most High left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. Right? So those nations were left around us to prove us. Now look at this. It's very important. Judges 3rd chapter. Now these are the nations which the Most High left to prove Israel by them. Proving us by these nations, right? That's not Israelites. And these are the nations which the Most High left to prove Israel by them. Even as many as Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan. That's the land we went in, y'all, the land of Canaan. You see? And over again, we serve other gods. That's why he told us in Ezekiel 7:24, is a prophecy for us. It was always, it's like I can go and show you what's going to happen in the future. Prophecies, whether you hear or forbear, says Ezekiel 7:24. That's what he told us. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they, the worst of the heathen, shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. Prophecy of what's going to happen. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancients. Don't you see this? Come on. Through all these religions that's been set up, they ain't dealing with those laws of the Most High. They say we ain't under the law. Man. We just do right before the Most High, or here we are. Now we got to deal with this. Go to Romans, the 15th chapter. Romans 15. And we're going to read verse 1 through 3. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves. That's very important. We that are strong, we have to bear the infirmities of the weak, those that are weak, and not just to please ourselves. You see, but a lot of people, they're in this to try and, get them a reputation of some type of exaltation or being somebody. Well, it said not to please ourselves. It said, let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to edification. Right? But either Mashiach please not himself. Hear that? That's why a lot of people, they this ain't no religion. This ain't, you might as well go back to your religion you came from. If you think this ain't no religion, y'all. This is a way of life. And they call it a cult. And the only way I can equate cult, it comes from culture. And that's what we learn in our culture. Right? So that's okay with me. For even Mashiach pleased not himself. He didn't please himself. But as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach thee fell on me. You know that? The reproaches that fell on us, that's disgraces. That fell upon us, fell on Mashiach Yahushua. That's, look at Psalm 69 and 9. Psalm 69 and 9. But are they going to go back here to see what he's quoting from? As it is written, you hear as it is written, have you not heard? It has been said. They should be going back here, precepting what was said. Because that's all they mainly had was the law and the prophets. Psalm 69 and 9. For the zeal of thine house have eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach thee are followed upon me. That ain't the Most High. And the devil ain't David, because David put everybody in the subjection to Israel. All nations. While King Solomon had peace, which King David had war for 40 years. For the zeal of thine house have eaten me up, and the reproaches, the disgraces of them that reproach thee, that reproach us, is fallen upon a Mashiach Yahushua. There it is. Psalm 17 and 13. Psalm 17 and 13. Arise. Here we go again, y'all. Arise, O Most High. That's Crumb Most High. Before Crumb Hamashiach or Crumb Yasharallah. Arise, Most High. O Most High, disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. See, the wicked is the Most High sword. That's why we got to look at this, because you look at, go to Romans 13. Now, before you go there, let's go to, let me show you something about a Mashiach Yahushua. You know, a lot of people trying to be somebody and all that stuff, man. You better fall back. Most High, we read his name is jealous. Go to Philippians, the 2nd chapter. Philippians, the 2nd chapter. Verse 5. So let this mind be in you, which was also in the Mashiach, Yahushua, who being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High. I mean, he was the son of the Most High. That's what it's talking about. But made himself of no reputation. See that? But made himself of no reputation. Sound familiar? And took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. And being found in the fashion of a man, he humbled himself. You gotta hear this. He humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. I mean, the affliction that he went through. That was the cross mean, because he was hung on a tree. Let me prove that right quick. Acts 5:30. Come on. Acts 5:30. The power of our fathers, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, raised up on Mashach and Abishai, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. See, they hung him on a tree. Now, you see, Mashach Abishai made himself of no reputation, took upon him the form of a servant. Because he would heal people and say, what? Don't tell nobody I done it. Don't tell nobody I did. Don't tell nobody I did. That's how it was. Romans 13. Romans 13, chapter. And 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Let me say, will give us to the worst of the heathen. It said, hey, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. But there is no power but of the Most High. You hear that? The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. That's why I tell you. Daniel 4:17. Powers that be are ordained by the Most High. That's why he said in Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living with the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. This is what he does. And giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. See that? He set up over his kingdom the basis of men. That's what he's done. So now when you see Romans 13:1, it say, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. But there is no power but of the Most High. Like you say, the Most High rules in the kingdom of men and set up over it the basis of men. So there's no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. He don't make no mistakes. Whosoever therefore resists the power, resists the ordinance of the Most High. You resist the power, you resist the ordinance of the Most High. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. Yeah. You resist the power, you're going to receive to yourself damnation. Say, for rulers are not a terror to good works. And we know what's good. If you don't know, you're going to find out. Yeah, Romans 7:12. A ruler's not, they're not a terror to good works. What's good? Romans 7:12. This good works. It said, wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy and just and good. So the rulers are not a terror to you keeping the laws and the commandments of the Most High. Rulers are not a terror, going back to Romans 13:3. The rulers are not a terror to good works, to those that keep the laws and commandments of the Most High, but to the evil. But to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, keep the commandments of the Most High, keep the laws of the Most High, and thou shalt have praise of the same. For he is the minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. You do what's evil and say, be afraid. You better be scared. What does that afraid mean? Because y'all don't be fear mean to be afraid and be scared. What does that afraid mean? You got to be afraid of the powers that be, but you ain't afraid of the Most High. You better hear what he's saying. But he's a minister of the Most High to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. You better be scared. But he beareth not the sword in vain. You hear that? he beareth not the sword in vain. We just read, hey, the wicked, which is the Most High sword. Got to go there again. It says, because he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of the Most High, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. Okay? It said, wherefore ye must needs be subject, not only for wrath, but also for conscience sake, thinking right. So now let's go back to Psalm 17 and 13. He said, he don't bear that sword in vain. And I remember I was downtown Skid Row, feeding the homeless, and the cops scooped up on all the people, harassing them and so forth at that time. And when I read that scripture, he bear not the sword in vain, who you think was grabbing onto their guns? The Israelite officers, the black officers. Yeah, that's right. I don't bear this sword in vain. Like, wow. So here go the wicked. Say, arise, O Most High. Psalm 17 and 13. Say, arise, come, Most High. Arise, O Most High. Disappoint him. Cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You see? So the wicked is the Most High sword. Now, when you go to Genesis, the 27th chapter, and the 38th verse, this is after our forefather Jacob was given a blessing from our forefather Isaac. Then here come Esau. In Genesis 27 and 38. Genesis 27 and 28. Is that what I want? No, that's, yeah, 38, Salakia. Genesis 27, 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, started crying. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And they everywhere. You can see they got their little missionaries and they little, places that they control all over the world. Listen to what it say. And by thy sword, remember the wicked, which is thy sword, Most High sword. He said, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother, which is we the Israelites. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion like they have now, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob. See? Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. So we blessed with everlasting life. And Esau hated us because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, he said in his mind, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Then will I kill my brother Jacob. So he made that vow. While you see this perpetual hatred that's against us, because he made that vow. He made that vow right there. The days of mourning for my father are at hand, because Isaac was getting ready to die. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Then will I kill my brother Jacob. Job 9:24. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The earth been given to the hand of the wicked. He who was the wicked covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is. You know, the Most High, the ultimate judge. You know, Mashal Shai coming to judge and make war. Tell us that in Revelation 19 and 11. So this is what we're dealing with. You know, Psalms 29 and 12. Psalm 29 and 12. No, that's not what I want. Salakia. Proverbs. Proverbs. Excuse me. Hold on. Proverbs 29 and 12. It says, if a ruler hearkeneth to lies, if a ruler listen to lies, all his servants are wicked. You hear that? If a ruler hearkeneth to lies, it says all his servants are wicked. It tells you in verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. You got to think about that. Because we're going to be the righteous as Israelites, ruled in a righteous kingdom. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But people can't get past the fact of this wicked kingdoms that we're scattered in right now to see beyond that. When it said when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right? So let's look at that. When the righteous are in authority, we're going to be in authority as the righteous. Look, go to Isaiah. Just look at it. Let's go to the kingdom. Because it's going to be a righteous kingdom. There's going to be no wicked kingdom. It's going to be a righteous kingdom. So, and it says, and Isaiah 60:21, look what it says. Thy people also shall be all righteous. You hear that? It say, we're going to be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, saith the Most High. The work of my hands, saith the Most High. That I may be glorified, that the Most High may be glorified. You see that? That's why I got to go to one of my favorites now. 2 Samuel 7 and 10. 2 Samuel 7 and 10. It say, when the righteous are in authority, people rejoice. But who really, considering that the righteous gonna be in authority? Or do you really think that these worlds that we in right now gonna last forever? Talk to me. Because it seems like y'all want this world to remain wicked as it is forever. Y'all along with the wicked, man. It said when the righteous are in authority, people rejoice. 2 Samuel 7 and 10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people, Israel. Hear that? You're going to appoint a place for us, the Israelites, and will plant them. He's going to plant us in our place. That's the Most High saying he's going to do this. Can't nobody stop this. That I is the Most High. Will appoint a place for my people, Israel. When you see my people, it's talking about the Israelites. And will plant them. Most High going to plant them, just like he said in Isaiah 60 and 21. And we're going to be all righteous, he said. So I'm going to plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own. that we may dwell in the place of our own and move no more. That's right. We ain't moving no more. No more. Neither shall the children of wickedness, remember the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He who was the wicked cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, when, who is he? The children of the wicked afflict them anymore, as before time, as right now. That's what's going on, y'all. That's the kingdom right there. Don't that sound great? Sound great to me. Ecclesiasticus 26 and 28. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha 26 and 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, that grieve the Most High's mind. He said, and the third making me angry, a man of war that suffereth poverty. Think about that. People go to war, man, and come back, can't even, don't have no kind of help. He said, a man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by. Men have to understand, but they're not set by. Continue to bring forth this truth, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. You hear that? One that turned from righteousness to sin. We got to look at these two words. What's righteousness? One that turned from righteousness to sin. What's righteousness? Deuteronomy 6 and 25. Deuteronomy 6 and 25. Just define righteousness. And it shall be our righteousness, Deuteronomy 6:25, defining righteousness. And it shall be our righteousness if, as a condition, we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our power as he hath commanded us. Okay? So now, going back to Ecclesiasticus 26 and 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. So we know righteousness represents keeping of the Most High's commandments. What is sin? 1 John 3 and 4. 1 John 3 and 4. It's John 3 and 4. Defines sin. Whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. Look what the definition of sin is in the New Testament. It said, whosoever committeth sin transgresses also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. You see that? Sin is the transgression of the law. The same law that it tells us in Deuteronomy 9 and 10, just so you know who wrote the laws. Because a lot of y'all be saying Moses wrote that law, Moses did it. No. Deuteronomy 9 and 10. And the Most High delivered unto me, that's Moses, to me is Moses, 2 tables of stone written with the finger of the Most High. Written with the finger of the Most High. You hear this? Written with the finger of the Most High. And on them was written according to all the words which the Most High spake with you in the mount out of the midst of the fire in the day of the assembly. You see? So the laws were written with the finger of the Most High. Them same laws you say you're not under, that you giving the Most High your middle finger. To think that, you better understand. Overstand best you can. He said his name is jealous. We're going to look at Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Do right before the Most High, or Deuteronomy 28, 15. It shall come to pass. He says it's going to come to pass in the future. If thou would not hearken, you don't want to listen unto the voice of the Most High thy power, which we didn't. Majority of us, 2/3 of us didn't. To observe to do all his commandments and his statute which I command thee this day. He said all this. Let me read it again. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken, you don't want to listen unto the voice of the Most High thy power, your power. Power of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what the Most High says his name is forever. To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Let's look at some of them. Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Most High shall lead thee. And that's where we at, y'all. We call all kind of names until this day in our face, man. I'm going to start at verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Hear that? The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. And thou shalt come down very low. Like you see these strangers, they're in our neighborhoods. You know, like we just had the 14-year-old brother that was, gunned down by the stranger that went in our neighborhood, selling everything to us. He shall lend to thee, here it is, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Why? Because we didn't want to listen to the Most High. Law, statutes, commandments, as it is today. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High, your power. That's thy power is your power, to keep his commandments and his statute which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever to this day. But we can relate. Because thou servest not the Most High thy power with joyfulness. You hear that? I want to tell you in 1 John 5 and 3, it says, for this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. He said, we don't serve the Most High with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Most High shall send against thee. In hunger, you want something to eat, you got to get it from your enemy. And in thirst, you want something to drink, got some water, purified drinking water. We don't own it. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Most High shall bring against thee in hunger. And thirst, you want something to drink, you got to get it from them. And the nakedness, the clothes that we have, we don't have no textile. I mean, we ain't growing no cotton and textile mills, are we? No. Said, it's cold, y'all. One of all things, it said, one of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, which he did. He put a yoke of iron upon our neck until he have destroyed thee, until he have destroyed us. And we are destroyed right now. Hosea 4 and 6. Hosea 4 and 6. And this is why we destroy. Hosea 4 and 6. My people are destroyed. For what? for lack of knowledge. And what is knowledge? Knowledge is the gathering of the right information or wrong information. Therefore, it says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. All these preachers, they're not no priest to the Most High. They're not bringing forth the spirit of the Most High, that this Bible, what this Bible is really talking about. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy powers. Now, you tell me, what preachers keeping the moral laws? Teaching their people in their church to keep the moral laws, the civil laws, the dietary laws, the ceremonial laws. Talk to me. What do they celebrate? Do they celebrate Memorial Day or do they celebrate Feast of Dedication? Do they celebrate Passover? Do they celebrate Easter? Think about it. They celebrate Christmas or Feast of Dedication? What they celebrate? Talk to me. You got all this to say about everything else, but you can't speak on that, huh? That's why I said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee. Gonna be a bunch of rejects to the Most High. That's the Most High speaking. That thou shalt be no priest to me, saying thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. You forgot the law of the Most High. I will also forget thy children. That's what I say. That's why we the children. That's why it's a holy calling for us to be called into learning this truth, man, beyond imagination. But see, we are destroyed because we forgot the law of the Most High. Isn't that what they teach? You're not under the law. Permanently. I mean, you people be like really believing that you don't have to do what the Most High say do. Well, you got to do whatever you say do, right? Think about that. He got to do whatever you say do, but you don't have to do what he said. Going back to Deuteronomy 28. And verse 48 again. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Most High shall sin against thee, and hunger. You want something to eat, you got to get it from your enemy. And then thirst, you want something to drink, you have to get it from your enemy. And then nakedness, you want clothes, you got to get it from the enemy. One way or another, you making money off of it. And in one of all things, everything you get, you got to get it from your enemies. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, which he did in slavery, until he have destroyed thee. And we destroy right now, as I just read to you, for a lack of knowledge, because we forgot the law of the Most High. The Most High shall bring a nation against thee from far, way over here in this Western Hemisphere, or way over there in Europe, from Africa, and so forth, from the end of the earth, and give you a sign of how this symbol gonna be. As swift as the eagle flieth. This is in America symbol, the bald eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. We don't understand their language. We spoke Hebrew. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old. They don't care about no people that's old, nor show favor to the young, nor the young. You just see they gave your brother 35 years. 35 years. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle. That's all I want on that. Look at Matthew 11:11. Do right before the Most High, or we wouldn't be dealing with nothing that we've been dealing with if we'd have kept the laws of the Most High, but we didn't. Matthew 11:11. Matthew 11:11. And Mashal Shai speaking to us. He said, I say unto you, I'm not going to say that Verily, because it goes back to Amen. We cross it out. You can cross it out too. Look it up. I'm just putting a line to it so I don't say it. And Truly, the same thing. So I'm saying, I say unto you, you don't need that. But look at it. If you put what Verily means, what are you saying then? Amen. I say unto you. Is he speaking to you? He's speaking to me. This is Mashiach Shai saying, I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there have not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. You see? Say, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than John the Baptist. And from the days, listen at this closely, and from the days of John the Baptist until now, when the Mashiach is speaking, the kingdom of heaven, which we are, the 12 tribes of Israel, suffereth violence. He said, and the violent take it by force. So we call the people that took us as violent people. Violent, take it by force, right? Luke 19:43. We the people of the book. He warned us. He said, a violent people take it by force. Look what he said also. Luke 19:43. For the days shall come. This is the future. Many years after he died and rose and ascended to the right hand side of the Most High, he's warning us what's going to happen in the future. He said, for the days shall come in the future upon thee, talking to we the Israelites, that thy enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee round and keep thee in on every side. This is between 65 and 70 AD, whereas he was crucified around 29 AD. So this is many years after he passed and went to the right-hand side of the Most High, y'all. He said, for the days shall come upon thee that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee and compass thee round about. Cast thee round and keep thee in on every side. So he put a trench around us so we couldn't get out and keep us in on every side. It said, and shall lay thee even with the ground. That's flatline, kill you, and thy children within thee, and they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knewest not the time of thy visitation. You ain't know. Ain't pay attention. He telling us. Luke 21:20. Most High speak once, yea, twice, man perceive it not. Here it is again, Luke 21:20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies. What armies? The Roman armies. They were the superpower of earth. They were the ones that were ruling over us. The Romans. That's why you have from the book of Malachi, you're in the Persian Mede Empire. When you get to Matthew, the first chapter, you're in the Roman Empire. The Greek Empire is in the Apocrypha. First Maccabees and second Maccabees is in the Apocrypha. That's the Greek Empire. So you had that blank page there, the Greek Empire is missing. You can't jump from the Persian Mede Empire, if you know anything about history, to the Roman Empire. You got to look at the Greek Empire. And when you look into the Greek Empire in the Apocrypha, First Maccabees, second Maccabees, and the prophecies of Daniel and so forth, and Ezra, you'll see that, we as a people were destroyed. Like you say, you're destroyed for lack of knowledge because you forgot the law of the Most High. Oh yeah, they did it. That's when it says evils were multiplied in the earth. First Maccabees 1:9, when they came into power. You see, so it's telling you now. Here he's talking about the so-called white man that was superpower of earth. That was the Romans. He said in Luke 21:20, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. He said, then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains. He told us to flee into the mountain. And let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. But these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. Remember, he said, the violent take it by force. These be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written, where? Preachers, may be fulfilled. Where? Written where? Since y'all say y'all not under the Old Testament, you ain't got to deal with the Old Testament. He's telling you all things that are written may be fulfilled. So you got to know what's written and see what's going to be fulfilled. Let's look. But woe, destruction unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people, the Israelites. We the Israelites. He said, and they shall fall by the sword, They shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. In captivity. This when we went into captivity into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And that time is coming up, y'all. Till the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Look at Daniel's the 9th chapter. Like I say, if you don't really, that's why you got to be taught. There's no way that, they're really looking at this Bible and you're supposed to believe in it and you can't go in here and understand it. When he said, as it is written, Daniel's 9, and we're going to look at verse 24 through 27. And his power shall be mighty, but not of his own power when he came into power. Talking about the Edomites, so-called white man. And his power shall be mighty, but not of his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And that happened to us. We were destroyed. More than lack of a knowledge, we were destroyed actually from being, in our land. Like I say, we went into captivity amongst all these nations. I was approximately around 70 AD. It says, verse 25, and though his policy also, and through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Craft to prosper in his hand. What kind of craft do you think that is? Craft. Can you think about what goes with craft? To prosper in his hand. And he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. How about witchcraft? Let's look at that. Lessons in Revelation 18:23. Revelation 18:23. Let's go right along with Isaiah 47 chapter. Revelation 18:23. Look what it says. For by thy sorceries, which is witchcrafts, were all nations deceived. So they got people under spells, man. A lot of y'all under spells to this day, man. So it tells you in Daniel's 9:25, plus his pharmaceutical drugs and so forth. And through his policy, also he shall cause craft, which is witchcraft, to prosper in his hand. And we deceive all the nations through his sorceries. And he shall magnify himself in his heart and his mind, and by peace shall destroy many. We're just trying to bring peace. Ain't that what they be saying? And by peace shall destroy many. We just come to send peace. We just want peace in the land, but then all the people be destroyed. Everything they got is just destroyed. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. I like that. I like that. You're going to be broken without hand. That's why I tell you, go to 2nd Ezra 13. You're going to be broken without hand, right? You're going to stand up against the Mashiach Yahushua, but you're going to be broken without hand. That's why it says, 2nd Ezra 13. And here we go in verse 37 and 38. It said, and this my son shall, that's preacher prophecy, rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations that's prepared to fight Hamashiach Yahushua. That's what it's all about. Which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest, to the fire that he's bringing on this earth to purify it, to bring righteousness on this earth. Listen, and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto a flame, and he shall destroy them without labor by the law. See what it say? which is like unto fire, right? That's the word of the Most High. That's why I said in Daniel 9:25, he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, Mashiach Yahushua, but he shall be broken without hand. It would have said, without labor by the law. He could be broken by the law. That's why I tell you in Revelation 19:15. It don't change. It's the same. It said, look, he said, and out of his mouth, just in his hand, out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it, the sharp sword is coming out of his mouth, he should smite the nations. He gonna kill the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. That's the law, like he just said, which is like unto fire, which is the word of the Most High. And he treaded the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty Most High. Period. So now, going back to Daniel 9:26. And the vision of the evening and the morning, which was told, is true. Wherefore set thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted. You heard all that? He fainted out and was sick certain days. Afterward, I rose up and did the king's business. And I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it. See that? That's why it's written for us today. Matthew 26. Matthew 26. And 36. Then cometh Mashiach Yahushua with them unto a place called Gethsemane, and said unto the disciples, sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. Sit here while I go over here and pray. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. So he told them, sit here, wait, I'm getting ready to go over here and pray. And he became sorrowful and happy, knowing that his time had come. He knew this because spirit of Elijah and Moses that came and told him. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. Watch. So I'm gonna go over here and pray, but watch out for me. He over there praying. So watch. And he went a little further and fell on his face and prayed, saying, oh, my Father. He said, oh, my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So he got weak in the flesh. And he said, let this cup of dying come. Because he said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So he's praying to the Most High to let this cup of him dying for our sins pass from him. He said, nevertheless, not as I will. And it's not as, you got to look at what he's saying as an example. He said, not as we will, but as the Most High will, that his will be done. Even though it meant that he would have to die for the sins of the 12 tribes of Israel. He got weak in the flesh. Isaiah 53. Isaiah 53 and 10. He said, let the Most High will be done. It's the Most High will. He was only begotten son. Only angel he created. Mashiach created everything else. as the top angel of the Most High. That's what he said, though. Isaiah 53:10. Yet it pleased the Most High to bruise him. That's a Mashiach Yahushua. Is that him? Yet it pleased the Most High to bruise him. He had put him to grief. I mean, it's real soft. He put him to grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, since the transgression of the laws. He shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Most High shall prosper in his hand. So, like, if sin is the transgression of the law, the Most High had to give his law to someone. Did he give his law to every nation? No. Psalms 147:19-20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statute and his judgment unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. You see? He didn't give his laws and commandments and judgments to any other nation. He said, he have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, punishments for breaking the Most High's law, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High. Look. Do right before the Most High, or hear what the Mashiach said, hey, let this cup pass from me. What did he say? But let that will be done. You hear what the will of the Most High was? His will that he's abusing and make him suffer for the sins of wretched us Israelites, man. Look at John 17, chapter, the first verse. These words spake of Mashiach and lifted up his eyes to heaven. He looked up in the sky and said, Father, the hour is come. The hour is come. He said, glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. So how people read that and they think that the Most High and the Mashiach are the same? He said, Father, look up in the sky saying, Father, glorify. He said, the hour is come. This hour, he's going to get crucified. Hour is come for the sins of the 12 tribes of Israel. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. He's letting you know that he is the Son of the Most High. Verse 5, and now, O Father, he's not praying to himself. Come on, that's why I call y'all Christian insanity, man. It's crazy. He's praying to the Most High. And now, O Father, same as he told us to pray in Matthew 6:9. After this matter, pray ye, our Father, which art in heaven. Like he looking up into heaven and praying to the Most High. He said, and now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self. That ain't him. That's not a Mashiach Yahushua. He said, and now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. Come on, man. The spiritual, though. Y'all not spiritual to be able to see this because y'all not tapped in, man. Verse 24 to 26. Father, he's praying to the Most High. He praying to himself. Y'all talking about he loved Most High, humbled himself and let part of him come down here to this earth. Get out of here, man. He's saying, Father, I will that they also, whom thou hast given me, thou is the Most High, Father, that the Most High gave these men to Mashiach Yahushua, be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory, which thou, the Most High, have given me. Don't you see that's two different entities? But thou lovest me before the foundation of the world, O righteous Father. The world have not known thee, even to this day, man. I could feel that. That's why the Most High said, when he put all of Mashiach outside the enemy on his footstool, then he's going to be accepted. When he said, oh, righteous Father, the world has not known thee, but I have known thee, and these have known that thou have sent me. That the Most High sent Mashiach Yahushua, and have declared unto them thy name, your name, and will declare it, that the love wherewith thou hast loved me may be in them, and I in them. That's why 1 Corinthians 3:23 says, and Ye are Mashiachim. We are the anointeds, the Messiahs. And Mashiach is the Most High. But see, if y'all not really looking at that, then you can be somebody else's fruit. A man tell you his fruit. You ain't Mashiachim. You whatever your leader, put Yam on the end of your leader, or your pastor, or your teacher, whoever. As for me and mine, we Mashiachim, as the scriptures say, man. And Mashiach is the Most High. Just like that. St. John 18:1. When the Mashiach had spoken these words, he went forth with his disciples over the brook of Cedron, where was a garden into which he entered, and his disciple. And Judas also, which betrayed him, knew the place. Boy, Mashiach oftentimes resorted thither with his disciples. He went to this garden many a time with his disciples. Judas then, having received a band of men and officers from the chief priests and Pharisees, cometh thither with lanterns and torches and weapons. It has been said it was 600 men. Mashiach said, therefore, knowing all things that should come upon him, went forth and said unto them, whom seek ye? Who you seek? Then answered him, Mashiach Yahushua of Nazareth. Mashiach said unto them, this I am he. 3 words. I am he. And Judas also, which betrayed him, stood with them. So he's standing with the 600 soldiers, 600 men that came to get him. Mashiach Yahushua. How powerful was it? 600 men? You take down one man? And soon, and soon, then as he had said unto them, I am he, listen, they went backwards and fell to the ground. Let them know, I'm giving myself up to you. You hear that? Soon as he said, I am he, them 3 words, they all fell back and fell to the ground. In other words, you can't do nothing to me. I'm allowing you to do this because this is what I came for. Can you imagine them on the ground? He said 3 words and they just fell down to the ground. Remember, he went out to the ship and talked to people on the shoreline. And tell you had a mighty voice. He wasn't speaking all soft and all that, man. Get out of here. Then asked he them again, whom seek ye? And they said, Mashiach of Nazareth. Yahushua answered, I have told you that I am he. He said, I told you that I am he. If therefore ye seek me, hold on, y'all. He said, therefore if you seek me, you seek it after me. He said, therefore you seek it after me. Let these go their way. Let them go. You want me? He said, let them go. Let the rest of them, let them go. Let them go their way. That the same might be fulfilled, which he spake. Of them which thou gavest me, have I lost none. So he said, for them that thou hast given me, have I lost none. Let's look at Isaiah, the 28th chapter. Isaiah, the 28th chapter. He said, hey, let these go, man. Don't hold them hostage and deal with them like you're going to deal with me. Isaiah 28, and let's start at verse 14. It says, Wherefore hear the word of the Most High, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem, like the Romans, because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell, that damnation are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us, but we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Come on, ain't get no clearer than this. Psalms 58 and 3. Psalms 58 and 3. Remember what we read in Revelations 18, the last sentence in Revelation 18:23. For by thy sorceries have they deceived all the nations. Psalm 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, doing what? Speaking lies. You see that? So they tell you they have made lies their refuge. And under falsehood have we hid ourselves, they said. Fakeness, man. That's why everywhere you look around, there's nothing real, man. Mostly everything is fake. Because it said, hey, they made a covenant with death. They made a contract with death. And with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge, it's Isaiah 28 and 15, shall come through, it shall not come unto us, they said. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. That's what it said. Therefore, since they did this, thus said the Most High Power, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation of stone. This is a Mashiach Yahushua, y'all. A tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. But those that's going to found him as their foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. You ain't be running. Judgment also will I lay to the lion, and righteousness, keeping the laws and the commandments of the Most High, to the plummet. You're going to do it. And the hell shall sweep away the refuge of lies. You know? The hell going to sweep away the refuge of lies. And the waters shall overflow the hiding place. Understand, man? This water by the word gonna overflow the hiding place, wherever they hide. And your covenant, the contract, the agreement with death shall be disannulled. You're getting rid of it. Gonna be of none effect. And your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. When this truth come through, now Mashiach said, bring that overflowing scourge or that fire that is going, so you're going to be trodden down by it. Y'all don't repent and come back to learn what we're teaching. From the time that it goeth forth, it shall take you from morning by morning till it pass over, by day and by night. And it shall be a vexation only to understand the report. When you understand that this truth is going to prevail over everything, point blank. His word going to prevail over everything because it's the Most High's word, without a shadow of doubt. Joel verse 11. But with stammering lips and with another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing, yet they were not here. You know, and it's like we done went to the kingdom. He showed you we're going to be all righteous. It's going to be a righteous kingdom. But people want to still, you know, think that the righteous kingdom is going to be a wicked kingdom like we in right now, scattered among all these nations. Y'all better wake up. But the word of the Most High was unto them precept upon precept. When this overflowing force and water of the word of the Most High come through, it's going to be precept upon precept, as you see. Line upon line, as you see. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little. That they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken. You know that? That's, you got to look at this, because that's why I say it take a lot of learning to understand spiritually these precepts and so forth that people are taking lightly. Why they say they're going to fall backwards. How many people have been in the truth? That's why you're not impressionable unless you endure unto the end. You got to endure. And people run this way, that way, and next thing you know, they all twisted. Y'all got this doctrine over here, you got that doctrine over there, you got this doctrine, this doctrine, this doctrine, you got looking at this, looking at that, looking at that. But when it comes down to spiritually, what you got to deal with to be in touch with the Most High, and you ain't talking about them, so you ain't really about them. You can say whatever you want to say. You ain't got an opportunity to talk about them, you ain't about them. How you about them? It's about him. He the one going to be the one that's going to set righteousness on this earth. Who else? Y'all ain't talking much. I don't see y'all comment about that. That's why he said that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken straight up into the judgment that the Most High have written in this Bible. Because they dealing with what he say, they have made a covenant with death and with hell. And look here. Look at that. Go to Romans. Not Romans, but Revelations 20, the 20th chapter. Revelation 20, just a judgment, y'all. And verse 12. Check it out. Death. Look at this death and hell. See, that's why he said he's going to stand. Look what he said. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before the Most High. And the books were open, and another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which are written in the book of books, according to their works, according to what you have done in keeping the Most High's commandments, y'all. That's the works. Exodus 18 and 20 proves that. And the sea gave up the dead which were in them. So people that's died in the sea, they gonna be given up too. And listen, and death and hell, the same death and hell they made a covenant with, death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. They got to give them up. And they will judge every man according to their works, according to how you kept the laws and the commandments of the Most High. In the faith, in the Mashiach Yahushua, while Mashiach Yahushua, while Shon Mashiach Yahushua, and death and hell, here it is, were cast into the lake of fire. That's why I say it ain't gonna stand. Death and hell gonna be cast into the lake of fire. That covenant you made with death and hell will be cast into the lake of fire along with you if you continue to be with that covenant of death and hell. This is the second death. He said, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life, this is what it's all about, y'all, for man, woman, and child. It says, and whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. That's what it's all about, that our name can be written in the book of life. But no, that's what they've done. Luke 4 and 5. This is when the Mashiach fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And the devil came and tempted him. That's why I tell you in Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, 2 and 1. When you come to serve the Most High, prepare your soul for temptation. That's what it says. So Luke 4 and 5. Luke 4 and 5. And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time, including the kingdoms that you see in this world right now. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, but that is delivered unto me. Remember, the Most High ruled in the kingdom of men instead of over whomsoever he will, instead of over at the basis of men, right? He said he give it to whomsoever he will. He said, if thou therefore will worship me, that's the devil, all shall be thine. That's the condition. So you worship him, said, all shall be thine. And we know when it tells you in Psalm 94:16, he said, you worship him, all shall be thine. So it's clear that the people that's ruling the world is not following the Most High. So they be talking about we got to keep his laws. Be denouncing all this madness that's going on in this world, man. Psalm 94:16, it says, who will rise up for me? That's the Most High, against the evildoers. Or who will stand up for me? That's the Most High, against the workers of iniquity. Who's going to rise up for the Most High against the evildoers? Who's going to stand up for the Most High against the workers of iniquity? Well, let's answer right here in Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. It says, then shall the righteous man, a man that keep the commandments of the Most High and the laws of the Most High, stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. You see that? A righteous man gonna stand in great boldness in the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. You know, we ain't no account for slavery for us. No account of it. It say, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. That's powers from the authority of salvation. So far beyond all they look for, right? They're going to tell you. In verse 7, say, we weird ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. As you can see right now with the wars that's going on and the things that, just, eugenics and just population decrease, all this wickedness and destruction, man. Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. They say, but as for the way of the Most High and the way of Mashiach Yahushua, they say, we have not known it. You hear that? But as far as the way of the Most High, the Mashiach Yahushua, they're going to say, when salvation comes on this earth, we have not known it. There it is right there for you. Psalm 28:4. Psalm 28:4. As for the way of the Most High, we're not going to know it. We have not known it. Because remember, they done made a covenant with death and hell. Damnation, man. I mean, they made lies their refuge. And y'all following them right to the place that they're going to. I would say, Psalm 28:4, verse 4. Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their desert. Thus say the Most High. Verse 7. The Most High is my strength and my shield, my protector. My heart trusts in him. My mind trusts in the Most High. And I am helped. Therefore my heart, my mind greatly rejoices. And with my song will I praise him. The Most High is their strength. And he is the saving strength of his anointing. Save thy people and bless thine inheritance, which are the Israelites. Feed them also and lift them up forever. You understand? That's why I be telling y'all, is Krum Most High, is Krum Mashiach Yahushua, and it's Krum Yasharallah. He would have said, save thy people. We ain't saved yet. Not from our enemies, from the hand of all that hate us. We know this. And bless thine inheritance. Bless us. And we're going to be blessed if we keep the commandments of the Most High, the laws of the Most High. Feed them also. We're going to be fed if we keep the laws and the commandments of the Most High. And lift them up forever. We're going to be lifted up forever. Krum Yasharallah forever. But who got to do it? The Most High got to do it. That's who got to do it. Psalm 29:1. Give unto the Most High, O ye mighty. Give unto the Most High glory and strength. Give unto the Most High the glory due unto his name. Worship the Most High in the beauty of holiness, man. What we got to do. All praises to the Most High. Ever, never, 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 never. Hebrews, you saying it with me? Or you just listen? You need to be saying it. Let it be real, though. Don't say it as fake. Don't just be no puppet. Don't be no robot cheating on y'all. Say it, mean it from your spirit, man, because it's very important. Remember the eyes of the Most High, 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man, even the secret parts. So whether you real or not, you real or fake. Hebrews 12:5. Hebrews 12, chapter the 5th verse. And ye are forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Most High, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. Like, you gotta understand this, because this ain't no religion. And we offended the Most High. And you heard what he said concerning to his only begotten son, Mashiach Yahushua. It pleased him to bruise him. So that's why I say, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Most High, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. Don't get weak when you're rebuked by the Most High. Say, for whom the Most High loveth, he chasteneth and scourges every son whom he received. Come on. You got to be willing to go through it, man. Be dipped in a fiery furnace of affliction. And don't be scared. Can't be scared. Most I don't give you the spirit of fear. That's what we started with. Don't give you the spirit of fear. If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. But what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Better consider it. Hey, you got to endure this, man. But if you be without chastisement, you ain't going through nothing, or been through something. Like, you can't look at a person's life that's been in this for years and 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 don't know what they've been through to look at where they're at now. Like myself, I've been through a whole lot of chastenings where I cried to the Most High, especially having car accidents and semi trucks hit me and all kind of things, man. I mean, hey, I cried to the Most High. I said, hey, man, I understand that you say when you chasten, you love, but hey, please, find another way. Not that way, because that's really hurtful. It says, if ye endure chastening, verse 7, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, you ain't going through nothing. This is your consolation right here. Everything, you the rich and the famous, you doing everything that you can think of without the Most High chastening you. Well, all are partakers, it says, then are ye bastards and not sons. Call you bastards and not sons. Furthermore, not only that, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reference. You're supposed to give them reference and not be disrespectful. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? Most of the one that kill you. He say, hey, better be subject to the Most High and live, or the Most High put you to death. He the one that, had an issue from death, life and death. It says, but they barely for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness, his righteousness, his laws and commandments. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous. It do. If you've been chastised, if you know what chastisement is, a lot of us were chastised. We've been through a lot of pain and suffering. Some of you ain't been through nothing hardly. You're going to be dipped in a fiery furnace of affliction. Don't think you come into this and you ain't going to go through something. You got to go through something. Now, no chastening for the present seems to be joyous. Yeah. Feel good not to be going through pain and suffering and, being chastised for most. I the one that wound. He the one that healed. Now, no chastening for the present seems to be joyous, not but grievous. Joyous but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness to them which are exercised thereby. You hear that? Afterward, it's going to produce the peaceable fruit of righteousness. The peaceable fruit of righteousness. Remember, we're going to all be righteous, y'all, in the kingdom. Everybody going to be righteous in the kingdom unto them which are exercised thereby. Right? That are the ones that's going to make it. Because everybody not going to make it. Look. Hebrews 6 and 4. Hebrews 6 and 4. I'm just about finished for the night. Hebrews 6 and 4. What is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Spirit, those that have come and learned this truth, rolling in the truth, and have tasted the good word of the Most High, and learned the precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little, of all these different topics and so forth, and have tasted the good word of the Most High and the powers of the world to come, knowing about the kingdom that's coming. If they fall away, if they leave from following in the truth, to renew them again unto repentance, saying they crucify to themselves, every last one of them that left, the Son of the Most High afresh and put them to an open shame, man. Think about that, man. You done been all about this truth, and all of a sudden now you out there back in the world. You put myself aside to an open shame. Man. It's cold, but it's real. It's cold, but it's real, though. Y'all put him to an open shame. And with that, I'm gonna stop right there, and we're gonna pick this up on the Shabbat. If anybody have any questions pertaining to what I just brought out, bring them forth, or comments. It's very important that we see this. I want to make sure you understand. It's not an easy thing, because we the ones that offended the Most High, or we have to seek Him 10 times more. All of us, I think. Some people look at, because they doing the work, whatever they doing, they figure that they don't have to. I think we all need to. But for you that have not been dipped in that fiery furnace of affliction, this is for you. In Isaiah 48 and 10. Because you say, who we chastise, you love. You say Isaiah 48 and 10. Because some of you have been living your life, doing whatever you're doing in your life. And you really, went through certain things that, the Most High brought upon you, but really not chasten. Why? He said, look, Isaiah 48 and 10. Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. You got to remember, he said in 2 Ezra 9:22, he said, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. So let my grape and my plant be kept, for with great labor have I made it perfect, right? So he labored to make some of us perfect. And some of you will not accept that because you're not spiritual enough to realize the Most High is a spirit. And he's laboring to make some of us perfect. And some have already been made perfect that's not here. That's coming back with a Mashiach Yahushua. Are going to be raised up when he come back. Say, behold, he said, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction. You got to hear this. Do right before the Most High, or he said, I've chosen you in the furnace of affliction. That's why he said, Hosea 5 and 15, I'm going to my place until we acknowledge our offense and seek his face. In our affliction, we're going to seek him early. He's chosen us in the furnace of affliction. Don't y'all think that this is just some easy walk? You're gonna walk into the kingdom. You coming in here and you did where your works at. You do, oh, I did this, I did that, I did that, I did this, I did that before my secretary say, I don't know you. Depart from me that work iniquity. I never knew you because you ain't do the right thing. You don't do the right thing, it's iniquity. That's why he said he's gonna dip you in the furnace of affliction. He said, for mine own sake, even for mine own sake, it ain't for our sake. He said, for his own sake, he gonna do it. Will I do it? For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. That's why I say, hearken, listen unto me. Always tell us to listen to him. Oh, Jacob and Israel, my call. He ain't call nobody else. Oh, Jacob and Israel, my call. The holy calling. The holiest calling you can be called into. I am he. I am the first and I am the last. So I say, look, verse 9, he said, for my name's sake will I defer mine anger. And for my praise will I refrain for thee, that I cut thee not off. That's why we still here. That's why he told us in Ecclesiastes, because I really am going to. The second chapter, man. Y'all need to read that chapter and really study it. Go word for word. He said, my son, if thou come to serve the Most High, you come to serve, you want to be in this truth, come and serve the Most High. He said, prepare. I like to stop there. Prepare. Your preparation, or you better know how to rebuke the devil, like Amashah Shai did, by the law. So people that go to church, y'all ain't rebuking no devil, because y'all don't know anything about rebuking them by the law. They're not teaching you that. That's what he did. Every time he came to him when he was weak, 40 days and 40 nights. You read it. Luke, the 4th chapter, Matthew, the 4th chapter. But one on down, he said, hey, he rebuked him by the law. It is written. Where? In the law. He rebuked him with the law that you said we're not under. Therefore, hey, y'all people ain't rebuking Satan. Say, look, my son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation. That temptation is the devil, Satan. It said, set thy heart right, set your mind right, and constantly endure. That's why Mashah Shai said, he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Constantly endure and make not haste, don't run in time of trouble. Y'all got to get off of y'all feelings, man. The emotions and the lust and all that madness, man. How many people done ran behind their feelings and all that stuff, man? Time of trouble came. They was out of there doing the most talk. And when it came down to really stand up and be a man or be a woman, whatever it had to be, it was out of here. Cleave unto him. They ain't cleave to the Most High. Most High, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's his name forever and more to all generations. I like to use that name because Jacob is the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Who the Most High say, the power of Israel, who was Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those 12 tribes. That's what the Most High say the power of. Or make it be the power of somebody else. How you gonna get somebody else if you ain't the power of Israel and the Israelites are those 12 tribes? How you gonna be the power of anyone else? You should know them 12 tribes. You should better name them 12 tribes just like that. If that's what you're claiming, to be of the nation of Israel, not no Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the rest of them. I hear y'all saying that, man. Y'all better say them 12 tribes, man. Cleave to him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. You hear that? That's what we say. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully. And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. He say gonna dip you in a fiery furnace of affliction. He said, whatever you take cheerfully. You know, when is it that I'm just feel like I'm just gonna go find a video, you find it. Well, I'm just jacked up, just really you ain't gonna find it. He said, well, because I believe this. And spiritually, he said, whatever is brought upon you, take cheerfully. God, take it cheerful. It's spiritual. It works. I'm telling y'all, it works. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity, like we just read in Isaiah 48:10, y'all. And women, you gotta go through something, man. We offended the Most High, but then still, you've been out in the world doing whatever you've been doing, this, that, and the third, whatever, and you think ain't no judgment gotta come, that you gotta change and repent and go through all of this that he's saying we gotta go through. You gotta go through it. You know, do right before the Most High, or Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way of right. Hear that? Order thy way of right. Do right before the Most High. Or, he say, order thy way of right. And trust in him. That trust is having faith in him. You that fear the Most High, you that scared and afraid of the Most High, wait for his mercy. It's not getting something you do deserve to get. And go not aside lest you fall. Come on, man. I mean, he let you know over and over again here. You got to trust in the Most High. You got to believe in the Most High. You got to have faith in the Most High. This what works, nothing else, man. He said, look at the generation of old and see. Did ever any trust or have faith in the Most High and was confounded, confused? Or did any abide in his fear the Most High, and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Ain't just saying his name because you need something. It's beyond that. His name is jealous. Like, y'all believe in him more than y'all believe in yourself more than you do him. Or some man or some woman or whoever. That's who you better talk about. Think about it. His name is jealous. That's all I got to say. You better learn to praise the Most High. All praise to 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 the Most High. Forever and ever, ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever. By some of myself, get with side. And with that, I'm out. Shalom. See y'all on the Sabbath. The water for being here.